The intern started her first month at work. However, the company finance team mistakenly issued her $50,000 annual bonus as $5 million. Faced with this unexpected windfall, the woman did not choose to report it honestly. Instead, she spent it all on the spot without hesitation. All because the finance department abused its small amount of authority, frequently rejecting employees' legitimate and reasonable reimbursement claims, forcing them to pay out of pocket themselves. But in reality, all that money had been quietly pocketed by the finance staff. Over the years, the woman had already stuffed an entire drawer full of various reimbursement forms, and the employees' anger had long been building up and suppressed for a long time. In order to make the finance department pay the proper price for what they had done, the woman chose not to report the bonus error after discovering it. However, in order to throw this hot potato back onto the finance team, she still submitted the issue of the mispaid bonus through the work system to finance, because she clearly understood that the finance manager would treat this approval like a routine reimbursement request and ignore it. This way, the higher management behind her would naturally never see it. As for herself, she had already officially reported it, so even if things eventually blew up, it would have nothing to do with her, and the finance manager would have to bear responsibility for her own actions. A week passed in the blink of an eye. The finance manager remained completely unaware of her negligence at work, and the woman did not remind her. Instead, she secretly gathered evidence of the finance manager and director's misconduct over the years, as well as proof of their embezzlement and fraudulent invoicing, and placed everything into a single folder, preparing to use this opportunity to completely ruin their reputations. Just after she finished collecting all the evidence, she saw the finance manager walking out of the office with a dark expression. The woman immediately realized that the other party had discovered the missing $5 million in the account, and her suspicion was confirmed. The manager immediately reported the payroll mistake to the director, hoping he could help resolve the issue. After all, the consequences were extremely serious. If the boss found out, her career would be completely over, so they absolutely could not adjust the system records or transaction logs now. Otherwise, the audit trail would reveal everything. She had no choice but to seek the director's help, but the director did not want to get involved in this mess at all. This instantly caused the manager to explode in anger, because over the years she had helped the director fabricate countless false accounts. She never expected him to ignore her this time, so she threatened that if he refused to help her, she would expose all his past misconduct before storming off. That evening after work, the woman was scrolling through videos at home when she received a call from the finance manager to cover up her mistake. She claimed there was a system error at the company and told the woman not to touch the money in her account for now, saying it needed to be frozen for 3 days for reprocessing. But the woman said she urgently needed the money and would not leave it untouched, then hung up the phone. After hitting a wall with her, the manager had no choice but to send the director instead. The next day at work, the woman was called into the director's office, using the same excuse as the manager. He said there was a system issue, and the bonus amount might be incorrect. He asked her to transfer the money back into the company account first. After their verification, it would be returned to her. He insisted it was just a procedural step, and it would be refunded within 2 or 3 days at most. But the woman was not foolish enough to fall for it. Seeing that she would not budge, the director became extremely angry, claiming that even if finance made a mistake, she was not innocent either. Why did she not question the amount when she received it? Why did she not report it immediately? But the woman calmly pulled out her phone and said she had already reported it. It was the finance manager who ignored it on purpose. She had already fulfilled her duty to notify. The failure of the finance department to act was their negligence. This instantly left the manager stunned. Seeing that intimidation did not work, they switched to persuasion, claiming finance was busy every day and small mistakes were normal, telling her not to nitpick such minor details. Then they started painting an enticing future, saying that if she cooperated, she would be promoted to director next year. But the woman was not naive. The sales director position had already been secretly reserved for a relative, so she was never going to fall for it. Without another word, she left despite the director's ugly expression. After returning to her desk, she anonymously submitted all the evidence she had collected to the company email, and the incident quickly spread throughout the company. Long-term corruption in the finance department, including illegal employee reimbursement suppression, inflated procurement costs, and embezzlement of company assets. These actions were immediately seen by the company's top boss, and this time their consequences were finally coming.